One of the questions every new dispatcher asks is, how much should I charge for my services? Well, the average industry rates are 3 to 6% of gross income generated for semi-trucks with any standard trailer or power only, and 6 to 12% for smaller hotshots and box trucks. In my company, we currently charge 4% for semi-trucks and 10% for box trucks and hotshots. We didn't come up with these numbers randomly. We did our research and compared the cost of advertising at different rates. We used parameters such as cost to attract a lead, conversion to an application, conversion to a signed customer, and collected data on customer satisfaction with the service at different commission rates. These rates showed the best results. But that doesn't mean that you necessarily have to do exactly the same. One of the reasons I don't charge higher commissions is because I need a large inflow of customers all the time to constantly supply all dispatchers with work. And as long as you're working alone, you can adjust to your workload. For example, for signing your very first customer, I recommend charging a smaller percentage so you can get to work faster and compensate for your lack of experience. It's not as important for you to make money right now as it is to get invaluable experience. Later on, when you've got 3 or 4 trucks and you're not too desperate to sign another one, try asking for a higher commission. Why not? Some dispatchers charge all the way up to 10% for semi-trucks. It all depends on you and how you sell your service. Another option for you is a weekly flat rate. In this case, instead of a percentage, the carrier must pay you a flat fee regardless of the weekly turnover. Market averages are from $150 to $300 per week per truck. The third option is a hybrid system, so a flat fee plus percentage. For example, a flat fee of $100 per week plus 3% of the turnover. And if you have a carrier who wants to work locally in one state or region and take short loads, you can even set a flat rate for each load. For example, $40 per load. It's not much, but if you have to book him 20 loads in a month, that's $800 in commission. So I provided you the market averages and list of possible options, but pricing your service is a personal matter. The price of your service must be agreed verbally and then outlined in an agreement or a contract. I attached templates of agreement with percentage and fixed rates in the lesson description. I'm not a lawyer and can't properly advise you on the matter of drafting contracts. I'm simply leaving you the templates written by my lawyer. They will be quite enough for you to start. And there are also plenty of templates on Google as well. Just search for dispatcher carrier agreements. If you will be entering into contract between a legal entity in the US and your legal entity in your country, it's best to contact a professional who will review these templates and adjust them to fit the laws of your country. Another important topic, list of services provided. So, the standard service package of a dispatcher typically includes searching for loads, negotiating with brokers, booking loads, filling out carrier packets with new brokers, providing dispatch instructions to drivers, monitoring drivers in transit, providing broker updates, requesting lumper fees and other additional payments, and also invoicing brokers on behalf of carriers. All these services can be sold as one whole package or provided separately for a smaller fee. For example, I have a customer who has 6 trucks, but they all work on a contract for one specific factory, so they don't need a dispatcher who will build route plans and look for loads. They already have loads. When our sales manager offered them our service, they said they didn't need the whole package, but they needed someone to coordinate the drivers and keep track of the loads. So we adjusted to their needs and provided them with a dispatcher for only $300 a week. Working with all their 6 trucks takes the dispatcher maximum 2 hours per day. I also have customers who book their own loads but only need to have carrier packets filled out. So they drive most of the time, so it's easier for them to pay someone to do it. We charge them a nominal fee of $30 to $50 per packet, and it only really takes about 10 minutes to do it. Remember, selling individual services is a great supplemental income. The price of the individual service compared to the time spent on it should be much higher than the price of the full package of services. So let's say for $100, we'll do just the invoicing. It takes 10 minutes to do it. And for $250, we'll provide a full range of services, which requires much more effort. I'll give you another tip on how to expand your range of services and increase profits. Start partnering with companies that offer services complementary to yours. The most obvious partner of a dispatcher is a factoring company. Almost every factoring company has a referral or affiliate program. And for every carrier you refer to them, they will pay you a one-time bonus or a small percentage for each load the carrier factors through them. It might be 0.5% or even 0.25%, doesn't matter. But if you charge a 3% commission, that extra 0.25% increases your net profit by 8%. And that's huge for a business. Plus, it's a boost for your image as a professional dispatcher. You can offer carriers a package of dispatch plus factoring. Factoring companies are usually large enterprises, so being associated with one is definitely a benefit for you. Factoring companies also offer other benefits to carriers, such as free fuel cards or discounts for repair services. If you partner with one, you will be able to offer all these benefits as well. Okay, for our final topic, I want to bring up the question of accepting payments from carriers. A self-employed dispatcher has many options, and I'll tell you my perspective on this issue, but I want to emphasize right away that I'm not a professional lawyer or a certified accountant. I don't have the authority to advise you on legal matters, especially in your own country, and I strongly recommend that you consult with a professional when registering your business or paying taxes or choosing a method of accepting payments. Everything I'll tell you is based on my personal experience and the experience of other dispatchers. So, at the beginning of my journey as a dispatcher, I didn't see the need to open a company in the US and accept payments into a business account. For a dispatcher located in any country, there are many options to accept their very first payments. Western Union, Payoneer, and PayPal are great examples. I'm talking about the first hundreds of dollars in the first weeks of operation. It makes sense. You're just starting out as a dispatcher. You need to get a feel of the job without investing time and money into opening a company. Many dispatchers even provide the service for free to their first customers in order to get experience. Of course, it's much easier to find a customer like that. But in my opinion, it's not necessary. But everyone has their own vision. I would simply agree with the carrier that when I find loads for them, they will pay my commission to PayPal in the first couple weeks before we get signed up properly. The next stage, if you have already decided that you will definitely do this business, is to open a legal entity in the country of your residence. It could be a sole proprietorship or a limited liability company, or any other type of entity that has the right to provide services to foreign companies. Contact a certified accountant to find out about the options in your home country. Consulting an accountant will cost close to nothing, but will help protect you from problems with legal or tax authorities. The idea is simple. Open a company in your country and provide services to American companies. It's completely normal for an American company to work with remote contractors from overseas. Just think of all the companies that hire freelancers for marketing, IT services, or web design. You can do the exact same thing with dispatching. They will be able to transfer money to your business bank account via a wire transfer or through third-party payment providers such as Wise, same PayPal, Payoneer, Stripe, or hundreds of others. All depends on what's available in your country. Once you gain experience and start growing your business, getting more customers, hiring other dispatchers to work for you, or even starting your own transportation or brokerage company, that's a stage when you might want to consider opening a business in the US. There are currently two types of legal entities that foreigners can open in the US. It's a limited liability company, an LLC, and a corporation, a C Corp. You don't need a visa or a residency or a green card to open a company in the US, unless you plan to move there physically and do business from there. You can even open a company without physically going to the US. Everything is done online. The only difficulty is opening a business bank account. Most banks require personal presence. Of course, you can get a tourist visa and fly all the way to the US, but today there are many law firms that can absolutely legally help you open a company and a business bank account in the US. Their services don't cost a fortune. They're typically from a couple hundred up to maybe $1,000, with everything included. Opening a company, business bank account, tax numbers, virtual office, everything you need. Just Google opening a business in the US remotely and really just go with any company that you like best. Opening a company in the US comes with a number of benefits. You will be able to accept payments into a domestic bank account, which will raise your company's image, help you sign up more clients, and allow you to use a number of marketing products and services that are not available to foreign companies. For example, entering into partnership agreements with large firms that work only with American companies, or even simply opening a DAT load board account under your name. On the other hand, you will have to understand US tax laws or pay a certified accountant to keep records and file tax returns for you. But in any case, if you seriously decide to expand your business, opening a company in the US will be a necessary step for growth.